So today I want to talk about something that comes up a lot for me, especially in summer. And it's something that can send even the most relaxed parent, which I try to be or like to think I am, but not necessarily, into a mini spiral. So imagine this. Your kid comes home from a day at camp, and you know that they've had lunch there. And if it's not a lunch that you've packed, you might not really know what's in it. You know there were Cheetos because there's still cheese powder on her fingers. Given the heat, there certainly were popsicles. And wasn't it Marco's birthday today? Which probably means there were a cupcake or two eaten. And by the time dinner rolls around, she is either bouncing off the walls or she has totally spent her energy and is exhausted. So when you put a real meal on the table and she says, "I'm not hungry," this leaves you standing there thinking, should I be worried about this? Am I doing something wrong? Should I make her eat? Or is it okay that she doesn't? So let's break this down together. Should I worry if my kid skips dinner after eating junk food all day long? Summer, at least in my house, often feels like a bit of a food free-for-all. Camp lunches, snack tables, popsicles and ice cream at the poolside. My kids are staying up later. Our schedule is totally thrown off and all over the place and far less predictable than it was during the school year. And those routines that I've worked so hard to build meals around, and even having a complete family meal, all of those routines start to slide. And honestly, this is mostly my responsibility here. After months of feeling overscheduled and putting 3 meals together every day for 3 kids, I personally want to let go of that structure. But even though I want to let go of those routines, when my kids skip a meal, I can start to take it personally, or it's easy to start to feel worried. But here's the truth. It is not personal. It's not a parenting failure. Often it's psychological, it's seasonal, and it's very normal. Kids, adults, we don't eat like machines. We don't eat just because it's 6 o'clock and that's when the clock says it's time for dinner, right? Our bodies don't necessarily work that way. And kids especially, their appetites vary dramatically even within a day and day by day, and it is influenced by so many other things, whether they've been running around all day and whether that has been happening in the sun, how much sugar they had earlier in the day, whether they're dehydrated, whether they're well slept or not, whether they feel anxious or overwhelmed. So when you put a meal on the table and they say, "I'm not hungry," if they've been practiced at listening to their bodies, they're probably telling you the truth. So when you zoom out, you can start to see that eating tends to even out over time, even if it looks very messy and irregular within any given day. So what can you do when this starts to happen? When those eating patterns start to be thrown off and you start to feel concerned? You can return to responsive feeding. Responsive feeding in situations like this is the gold standard. What does it mean? It means you continue to offer regular meals and you continue to offer a variety of foods that you're comfortable with your kids eating. And it means that your kids decide how much of what is being offered they want to eat. You choose when and what foods are offered. They choose what to eat. No guilt, no bribing, no forcing, and you don't have to freak out. Instead, you trust them and they trust their bodies. And hey, I get it. I get how hard that is to do, especially when it feels like they've just been living day to day on sugar and summer vibes. So it really is helpful for me to think about providing structure without pressure, to make sure that dinner is still being served and it is being served as much as I can at a predictable time, and to make sure that I have something on the table that I am confident that they will say yes to. And if after all of that they still say no thanks, I can let it go more easily. Remember, if you do these things, know you have done your job. You have done your job by providing healthy meals, and they are doing their job by deciding whether or not they're hungry. Now, that doesn't mean that there aren't times when we may need to pay a little bit closer attention to what's happening or invite further conversation with a medical professional. If your child is skipping every meal, if they seem tired or really lethargic, or they stop growing, reach out to your doctor. It is time to talk to someone about this. But one missed dinner after a cupcake heavy day, it's probably okay. It's not necessarily a behavior that you have to correct. You don't have to chase perfection, and you certainly don't need to be concerned about it. What you need to do is keep showing up with consistency. This is the piece that I come back to over and over and over again when people ask me about this. Do I have to be worried? Zoom out. Nutrition isn't something we should calculate meal by meal. It's something that we want to look at over days, across days, and even within a full week. If your child is growing, they're playing, they're sleeping, they are engaging with the world, they're probably doing just fine. One more thing I like to tell parents to remember is that dinner is not the one metric on their parenting report card. It's just a meal. So the next time your kid skips dinner after eating junk food all day long, take a deep breath. Offer the food anyway. Sit down with them. Let them decide whether they want to eat it, and if they don't, let it go. Doing this will build trust, both with you as a parent and for themselves with their body. If this was helpful, please share it with a friend. You never know who might need this kind of reminder today. You can also check out the full blog post. The link to that is in the show notes. And don't forget to subscribe either to the YouTube channel or to the Weekly Parent podcast and newsletter so that you never miss an update from us. Thanks for being here today. I'll catch you next time.